everyone. Thanks again for tuning in to Sin's Workshop. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Alright, today we are going to talk about the Bane Chronicles. Stories written by Cassandra Clare, Sarah Reese Brennan, and Maureen Johnson. So this is a companion novel. It's I guess you could call it an anthology, almost like. It's a group of short stories. They were all published electronically first, and what I think is really cool about the electronic ones is it's like a sliver of the cover for the electronic ones. I don't think that's true anymore, but I think if you were to buy them separately instead of the whole collection, you're only going to get a little corner of this fabulous cover. I'm a huge fan of Magnus Bane. I think he's great. The High Warlock of New York. I think he's amazing. And I have Cassandra Clare's new series, but I made myself a promise. I'm going to read all the anthologies first before I start the Lost Hours series. Even though they're sitting on my bookcase, books 1 and 2, pre-ordered in my room. They're just like, they're like, Cynthia, read us, woo, calling me from my closet, because I have a bookshelf in my closet above my clothes, because what normal person doesn't. But I loved this. And you know what was also really great? How there are illustrations in here, and I love them. I think they're really good, needless to say. And I loved each one of these stories because, having read already the Infernal Devices and the Mortal Instruments and what's the last one called? Let's see. I have it right here. Let's see. Those are the Infernal Devices. And not this book. The Dark Artificers. There we go. I've already read all of those series. So I already know a little bit about the characters that are mentioned in this one right here. But I do like that there's a little bit more history to these relationships and these dynamics that was not given beforehand. Ultimately, I loved it. You know, it's such a fun series. You get to see everything. Like, you get to see history of Magnus Bane. You get to see, let me see. Okay, here we go. You know, what really happened in Peru. Him right before the French Revolution in The Runaway Queen. He gets to meet another heron. He loves these Herondales, doesn't he? He just can't escape them. And he says that himself. He's like, another Herondale. Who knew? It's like they gravitate to him. The Midnight Air. The Rise of the Hotel du Mort. Saving Raphael Santiago. I love Raphael. He was such a good character. The Fall of the Hotel du Mort. So, The Last Stand of the New York Institute. I think it's really, really great. And a lot of these stories, he's just dealing with something powerful. You know, each story, it's not like these are just fluffy, light reads, you know. He has to deal with emotions. He has to deal with, again, the Shadowhunters. If you've read this series, the good Shadowhunters are the ones who do not have, who are not bigoted or racist against downworlders, you know. We know those ones. We've encountered them. And I also think it's really great to see the fall of the Hotel du Mort. You know, you're seeing all these characters like Camilla, right? Yeah, Camille. Classic characters from the series. You're seeing them in such a different light. You're seeing their relationship and their history with Magnus Bane. And you're going through the decades with him. You're going as early as, let's see if there's a year to the Peru one. Some of them have years. But what really happened in Peru? Oh, so 1791. Again, he's banned from Peru. We still don't know why, but it's a fun read. That was fun. You get to see his relationship with Katerina. You get to see his relationship with Ragnar. I love that. Again, another June, Paris, 1791. He's trying to rescue Marie Antoinette. Duh. Falls in love with a mortal man. You also do get to see how he's loved so many mortals as well, and how he cares for mortals as well. And how he does care for these shadow hunters, especially the Harendels. You're seeing such history with these stories. I can't stress that enough, which is why I made myself a promise. I'm gonna read it before I read The Lost Hours, because I feel like there's a lot of history in these, in these collections that add a lot to the overall story of the Mortal Instruments world. And I love the Mortal Instruments. Again, I got the original series here, and over here I got Infernal Devices and the Dark Artificers. And upstairs in my room, I have books 1 and 2 of The Lost Hours. So I'm a huge fan. Oh, I also have the other 2 anthologies upstairs in my closet as well. Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy and Ghosts of the Shadow Market. I do think that it's... Okay, let me rephrase that. You don't have to read these. You don't have to. I mean, again, I've read all those by now and I've gotten along just fine. But reading them just adds so much more, to the point where it feels essential just because you're getting more storytelling, you're getting more characterization, you're getting more history of this world that it's just really inventive. It's creative. I love it. Love it. Love it. So that's why I highly recommend it. So I'm going to give the Bane Chronicles, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 4 out of 5 stars. These stories, some of them are very gut-wrenching, some of them are very emotional, and some of them are just plain funny. Like what happened in Peru, that was just plain funny. The voicemail of Magnus Bane, that's just funny. What to get a shadow hunter that you're not really dating, but kind of are, that one's funny. I mean, a lot of these stories are just funny, and they're heartwarming as well. So I think it's definitely worth the read. If you're a fan of the Mortal Instruments series, then I highly recommend it. Now, you can go ahead and purchase this book from your local bookstore or online book retailer. I will include a link to my preferred bookseller in the description below. All I ask is that you just don't purchase from Amazon your books. Support the bookstores. They need it more than Amazon. If money's tight, please check the book out from your local library. I'm sure they got a copy. This is published a few years ago, before the Dark Artificers was even. Let me see. Let me look at this. Looks like 2014? No. Yeah, let's go 2014. The short story started being published back in 2013, and then the final story was The Voicemail of Magnus Bane was copyrighted in 2014. So we're just going to go with 2014. So I just highly recommend it. I think it's a lot of fun, and it adds so much more history to this world that we're already a fan of. On that note, I hope you all continue to support me by liking this video, subscribing to my channel, and sharing with all your book loving friends. Hope you all have a great rest of your day, and as always, happy reading.